Good evening, everybody. How are you this evening? This is Enrique Sanchez, and you are listening to Zero Sign Regime Radio, alternative news, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where all attentions and voices are heard, not left or right. Right now, I'm here with my good friend Alex Chen, and we're going to be discussing tonight about the whole thing with Vic Mignonga and the whole Kick Vic, I Stand with Vic movement. If you guys know, last year there was a big, huge controversy within the anime world where this anime voice actor by the name of Vic Mignonga, he was fired by Funimation because he was accused by two other actresses by the name of Rial and Jamie Marchi of sexual harassment. And it's interesting that it came about right when they released the latest Dragon Ball Z movie, and he was fired. And he lost a lot of sponsorship. Not only was he fired from his job, he lost sponsorship. He lost a lot of events he was going to go for, conventions that were canceled, and he's really been demonized online and through the Me Too movement, which is, in my opinion, a radical fourth wave misogynistic group of women that they just want to go on a witch hunt to go after all men as a political agenda. Originally, it started as a movement for women that have been sexually assaulted or abuse, but now it's gotten to the point that a lot of women are going after men that even haven't done nothing to them. Just the fact that they don't like them, they just want to go after them and ruin their careers. So right here I have Alex Chen, who's a big fan of Vic Mignonga, especially of the character Broly. So what is your opinion of the whole Vic Mignonga scandal?
Well, my opinion of it is that, yeah, I really do feel bad for Vic for being fired, and this is gonna hurt the dubbing community quite a bit, especially because Vic, is such a big, well-known voice actor, and he has voiced, two of my favorite characters. One of them being Broly, like you mentioned, because I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, and Crow from Ruby, because I'm a big fan of that series too. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate that this happened to him, like especially because they were over allegations. Jamie Marchi and Monica Rial, the two actresses who were involved in getting him fired. They have been acting just very mean, and they haven't. They and Funimation, they just haven't been providing any evidence to suggest that Vic committed these acts of sexual harassment. So it just, it really sucks that he got fired over this.
And the sad thing about this whole thing is that, we live in a nation where supposedly you are innocent before proven guilty, not the other way around. And I feel that what they did to Vic Mignogna was more political. What I believe, and again, I'm not a Vic Mignogna fan. I only know about him because 2 years ago I saw him on YouTube where he was confronting a group of Christian fundamentalists that were trying to boycott a anime convention, and he himself is a devout Christian, but he's not like a extremist. He has his beliefs, but he believes that that you don't force your beliefs on other people, but you lead by an example. That's how I found out about him. But I was not even aware that he existed until this whole thing with him happened last year. And the thing that gets me is that it's really amazing how people can just get screwed and fired over just somebody's word. It's like we're coming as a nation that you can't even like be presumed innocent now. Especially men have to fight tooth and nail just to protect their freedom, because men have been losing their rights for the last couple of years, and And especially now with the Me Too movement that came out because of the whole Harvey Weinstein scandal. Now it's gotten to be a problem to even have a relationship with a woman because you don't know when that woman's going to snap and turn against you and try to turn your life upside down. It's just really appalling and disgusting what they're doing to this guy. And again, I'm not a fan of Vic Mignogna. I just know of him through my friend and through other people, but I just think it's very immoral what our country has become, that we're the only nation in the world, in the developed world, where people sue each other and take people to court over nonsense. It's like you could go to other countries like Britain, France, Spain, other developed countries. You don't see people taking each other to court for nonsense things. It's like it just shows that our judicial system is broken and our justice system has gotten extremely corrupt. It's like I feel that a lot of people that have taken over the justice system are social justice warriors that they don't do any positive, they do more harm than good. I've come across many social justice warriors, and believe me, I've been able to be a show of force because social justice warriors, as much as they say that they're liberal, they're progressive, they want to defend people's rights, they're not about people's rights. They're about picking and choosing who they want to support, and anyone that goes against them, they want to silence them, and it's a very scary time. It's a very scary place to be right now, especially in this country. So, Alex, do you believe that Vic is going to get any type of justice?
Um, you know, I can't say for certain, but um, I definitely hope that he does. Because I first of all, he definitely made the right move to sue Funimation and to bring Monica and Jamie to court, like especially since he lost his job over defamation of character. Um, so while I can't say for certain how I think the court case is gonna turn out. Um, I definitely do hope that Vic wins.
I agree too, and honestly, I believe Vic has a case because even as much as there's a lot of haters that want to demonize and slander his character, I'm surprised that there's a lot of people, both men and women, that have come to his defense. I've heard of many fans, female fans, that have interacted with him, and they said that they've never seen or done anything that was inappropriate. If anything, he was a very nice guy, very respectful, very polite. And what I believe that unfortunately one of the reasons why people don't talk to each other and people are not friendly to each other because people take kindness for weakness, unfortunately. And if people think that you're weak, they will try to hurt you. And I feel this is what they've done, especially these two actresses with Vic. Is in the case of Monica Rial, I don't know too much the whole thing with Jamie Marchi, but I know with Monica Rial, I seen pictures of him and Vic together like a year before he did anything, and they don't. She doesn't look like she was scared of him. On the contrary, she looked like she wanted to get into his pants. Like a lot of pictures that they have together, she looks very happy. In my opinion, I believe Monica is what's called a woman scorn. Most likely, she was sexually interested in Vic, and at the time, Vic was with his girlfriend or fiance, whatever her name was. And again, like I said, I don't know the guy, but he seems to be a person of integrity. I don't think he gives me the impression he's a scumbag. And I believe that she wanted something from him, and he rejected her. She got angry, so she wanted to find a way to like screw him. So she came. I believe that she decided, how to get rid of somebody legally is by accusing them of sexual harassment, because that is considered by law at will termination. That you can be terminated on the spot for sexual harassment. That's zero tolerance. And I think she also did that as well because she wanted his job. Because not only was he a voice actor, he was also a producer, a director. He's also a singer. He's composed for a lot of Christian groups like DC Talk. So he's actually a veteran of the industry for many decades. And Monica Rial, she has not been in the industry that long, even though she's been around for a couple of years. And I believe that she just wanted to do this just to not only get back at him, but also take over his position. I can tell you from personal experience, I used to work for corporate America a couple of years ago, and I was actually a rising star in the company. And one thing I could tell you, when you are in an environment that is very competitive and they're all about trying to get on top, you have people that become very greedy, very selfish, and they're going to try to screw you over, backstab you, try to make rumors, try to make the environment so toxic that either you resign or you leave or you get into a confrontation with somebody. And from my personal experience working in corporate America, there was a few people, I'm not going to mention names, but they were jealous of me because I was very good at what I did. I was honest, I had integrity, I was not trying to scam people, screw people over, and they just didn't like the fact that I was very good with people. I'm a very personal person, so there was this particular person that decided to make up some rumors that weren't true, and that kind of put me on the spot with my two trainers in the company. And I decided, before things got out of hand, I decided to just quit. And to be honest with you, the work environment was already getting toxic because there was a lot of people that were just very spiteful, backstabbing each other, making rumors about each other, and it's not right. When you are working in a work environment, it doesn't matter if it's corporate America, working in a fast food place, or even in retail. You're supposed to do your job and that's it. People should not be involved in gossip or backstabbing because unfortunately it hurts people, and I've seen in many cases many lives have been ruined. People have lost their jobs, lost their families. That's the evil about gossip, because when people start gossiping, there are people, unfortunately, that will listen and they'll take it as fact and at face value, and then that spreads and spreads and spreads, and people turn it around, and then it just becomes a big mess. But honestly, I really hope that Vic gets justice, because what they did to him was not only immoral, but it was unfair. And these two actresses, from what I've seen on their social media posts and whatever, in my opinion, in the case of Monica Rial, I just think she's a sick sociopath. It's like a lot of people are criticizing her, asking her, "Hey, where's your proof and whatever?" And what she's doing is like, "You sending anything to me? I'm going to screenshot it and send it to my lawyers." Like, you don't do that. Not only that, you don't disrespect your fans. And what I've seen with Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, and even Funimation, the company, they're just disrespecting the fans. And one thing that you should never do, if you are in business, any type of business, doesn't matter if it's anime or realty, banking, or whatever, you do not disrespect the clients or the customers, because it's because of the clients and the customers that people stay in business. If people start treating the customers bad, disrespecting them, not honoring them, you're gonna lose business. It's a given. You can't perceive or think that you can stay in business while disrespecting people and saying, screw you, I'm gonna get your money, whatever. You just don't do that. And I feel that a lot of people have been boycotting Funimation, and I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that a lot of companies have pulled out of Funimation, like sponsors. A lot of people are canceling their accounts because a lot of people, I'm telling you, the Bible says, I'm not getting preachy, but the Bible says that a good name is worth more than gold. And again, I'm not a fan of Vic. I'm not too familiar with him, but from what I've seen of him, his interactions with people and talks to people, he seems to me to be a very decent person, and I feel that it's very shameful and bad that he lost his job over jealousy and hatred. So, is there anything you want to add, Alex?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that you were saying. Um, and yeah, I mean, definitely, going back to what we were discussing about the court case, those tweets that Monica and Jamie, the tweets that they put out, just threatening Vic and the fans. That's definitely potential evidence that he could use in the court case, and I think that that could help him win. Um, and yeah, it's just really unfortunate that this happened. Um,
That was just a cat.
okay. I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now.
We were talking about the whole case with Vic.
Right. I'm just thinking of what else I wanted to add, but it's just not really coming to mind at the moment.
Yeah, what I think is what's gonna happen is that there's gonna be like two separate lawsuits. There's gonna be a lawsuit against Funimation's former employer, and there's gonna be two separate civil lawsuits against both actresses for libel. And I really believe he does have a case because ever since this whole thing happened with Vic, he's been smart enough to keep silent. Like he speaks only when it comes to certain things. He doesn't give any information about anything. While Monica and Jamie, they just been all out online, uh, saying a lot of horrible things. Like I even saw a meme which I think was pretty tasteless and disgusting, and it says a lot about Jamie Marchi's character. That he made a meme about uh, taking Vic's private parts and chopping it up into pieces. Like, who the hell says something like that? It just shows that there's a twisted mind, and the fact that Monica has been just out there, uh, just trying to justify what she's doing, and these two actors don't realize that there's people watching, and if you are really innocent and you're really a victim, you don't try to make yourself look bad. You will try to make yourself look as good as possible, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I really think that he's going to have a case, and I believe that Funimation is going to be paying a huge sum of money because this was definitely wrongful termination. I wouldn't be surprised if Funimation and Monica and Jamie work together to try to screw Vic over. That's honestly what I believe.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, I think it's also worth mentioning that not too long ago, Jamie Marchi, she made several posts where she like publicly announced on her Twitter account that she was purposely dodging court summonings and just like also like making fun of the whole situation and just not taking it seriously. And I think it is just absolutely insane that she would even think of doing such a thing. Like especially considering that if you don't appear in court when you're summoned to court, I mean, you could really suffer some serious,
Consequences.
legal ramifications for doing that. So I just don't know why, she would want to do something like that, especially, since it could really screw her over in the long run.
Honestly, I think she's nuts. To be honest with you, like the way she's been acting, she's been behaving, I really believe that she has a couple screws loose. Because, it's like anything you say, good or bad, could affect your case. And when you have a court case like that, you gotta try to be careful what you say or what you do because it could definitely affect your case. But honestly, again, all we can do is see what happens. The last that I heard that Vic already filed the motion against Funimation or against these two actresses, and it's just a matter of time before he goes to court. All we can do is cross our fingers. Wish for him luck. I really wish him the best. A while back ago, I sent him a voice message. I mean, not a voice message, a email. I sent him an email. I wrote to him. I told him that my heart goes out to him, and I really wish him the best. And he actually responded to me, and he said, "Thank you very much for your support, and I really hope that justice can be done." And I really believe, in my honest opinion, that he's going to be vindicated.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that I wrote to him too. Like, I also sent him an email and, just giving him some emotional support since I knew that, he was just absolutely heartbroken over getting fired. And he responded to me as well, just, thanking me for, giving him the emotional support that I did and just, wishing him well. So the fact that he responds to his fans' emails, because a lot of people have been supporting him over this whole situation. I think that just goes to show just how nice of a guy he is.
Yeah, and that talks about a lot about a person's character because you have a lot of actors, actresses that once they get up there and they become famous, they become narcissistic, egotistical, and they forget where they come from. And even if you try to approach them or talk to them, they'll be rude. Like, I've met quite a few celebrities, actors in my lifetime. For the most part, most of the celebrities that I've met have been nice people. But let me give you an example. There was one time that I ran into Salma Hayek. She's a well-known actress. I bumped into her and I said, "Hey, you're Salma Hayek, the actress." She said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Hey, is it okay if I get your picture?" And she kind of blew me off, but in a polite way. And I'm like, I want to say, you know what? Screw you. It's like, you should be lucky that I even recognize you. It's like, when was the last time you ever made a movie? Don't let success go to your head. And unfortunately, you have a lot of celebrities and actors that once they get up there, they forget where they come from and they think that they're better than other people. Like, Vic is one of the few people in the entertainment industry that's actually personable and down to earth, and that says a lot about his character. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's has a huge base of support, because he treats his fans good. He's nice to them. He treats them with respect, and I really believe that he's going to be vindicated. When you see a lot of people supporting somebody, it says a lot about the person's character. I don't see too many people supporting the two actresses. Not that many.
Right. I mean, granted, there are some who do, but generally speaking, I've seen a lot more support for Vic than I have for Jamie and Monica.
Mm-hmm. And they don't realize, the two actresses don't realize that they could lose their jobs and their careers too. Let's say Vic gets vindicated and he goes to court and successfully sues them. They're gonna have to be paying him for the rest of his life, because liable can also lead to emotional pain and suffering. It could lead to financial losses. It could lead to a lot of other things, damages that they're gonna have to pay. Because liable is not just spreading rumors that are not true. Liable is where you cause someone to lose their job, causes them to lose their livelihood. It makes them lose their financial security, and you could actually take someone to court for that, because you're messing with their livelihood. And this is exactly what Jamie and Marchi primarily are doing to Vic, that they're messing with his livelihood, and also with Funimation. I really believe that he could win a wrongful lawsuit of a wrongful termination against the company. That I definitely believe.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, I would definitely say that so far, this whole situation seems to be in Vic's favor, because like we were, discussing, Vic has actually been handling the situation a lot more maturely than the voice actors at Funimation and Funimation themselves, because Vic has been pretty silent on the issue and only bringing up a couple things here and there, just like like for example how he issued that apology just to make sure that people were feeling okay, which again goes to show just how sociable and down to earth he is. And then he also tweeted that he reluctantly filed that lawsuit against Jamie and Monica, and it's definitely worth noting that he specifically stated that he was reluctantly doing it, stating that he didn't want it to come down to this. But ultimately, it's just something that he had to do to
To clarify his name and to win back his reputation.
Yeah, to win back his reputation, exactly.
Well, like I said, all we can do is wish him the best, and hopefully things will come out. So this wraps it up for this night's podcast. If anyone is interested in sponsorship or having me do an interview on my show, you could inbox me through Facebook or contact me through social media. I am on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, and I am on Instagram. It was a pleasure having you here, Alex. You're definitely good company.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. It was. This is a good subject to talk about.
And we will be signing off. Have yourself a good night.